A very good afternoon to one and all as we welcome you here to Siparia, the Siparia Velodrome. Bright and sunny Sunday afternoon as we get ready for day 2 of the National Youth Development Track Championships out here in Siparia. And what a day we had yesterday with a number of outstanding performances. And congratulations again to all of the winners. We had, of course, Salome Bailey of Madonna Wheelers. She alone in the under 7 female category. In the under 7 males, Ryan Shepard and Like Lovell were standouts there. In the under 9 females, Shariah Alexander of Madonna Wheelers also was riding alone in that category. And the other 9 males, but just as we were talking, we were just telling you how bright and sunny it was. Then all of a sudden we have a shower coming down here, just like that. So, and of course, like cricket, once it rains like this, you have to allow the pitch to dry in cricket. Well, here we have to allow the track to dry, but first the rain has to stop. That's the important thing. And so as it is right now, we haven't been able to we have to wait actually, because this is like sudden, because I don't think anybody expected this. It was so bright and sunny up to a minute ago, and then all of a sudden we just have this burst of clouds here, and it has just chased everybody in either under the pavilion here or in the upper levels of the pavilion to get shade. All the bikes are being moved as well because of the sudden rain that just sort of came down and caught everybody by surprise. So I suppose, but we anticipate that it wouldn't last very long because, like I said, it was so nice and bright and sunny that for it to rain like this was certainly a big shock to the system here, because the riders were just about getting ready to head on out and to get the first event of the day underway, but that was not to be. So let's just take the opportunity to again to just go through some of the winners of the different events in the time trial for the under 9 boys. Terry Guevara was the big winner there, 19.92, so he was the national champion. Again, Shariah Alexander from Madonna Wheelers, 28.70 for the under 9 girls. Aidan Garcia of Arima Wheelers, Terry Guevara rather, Vapor Wake Multisport, he was the winner there. Aidan Garcia of Arima Wheelers was second, 21.70, and Jaleel Jacob of Rick Techsonics, third in 22.51. In the 11 females, Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers was the winner in 34.40 seconds, ahead of Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers, 36.60, with the Maya Prince of Vapor Wake Multisport, third in 36.63. In the under 11 male category, Rion Shepard of Rick Techsonics, 31.95 was your winner, ahead of Joshua Morris of Vapor Wake Multisport, 32.76, and Elijah Christopher of Vapor Wake Multisport, 35.19, filled third place. In the under 13 female category, Melina Lopez of Rick Techsonics, 32.10 was the winner and the new national champion there. Caitlin Benjamin of Rick Techsonics was second, 36.55, and Adriella Joseph, also of Rick Techsonics, 36.63. It should be noted that Rayan Thompson of Rick Techsonics was fourth in 36.97. And in the boys under 13, Elijah Green Jr. of JLD Cycling Academy, 30.52 was the winning time. Adionise Lewis, or Adionce Lewis of Vapor Wake was second in 31.35, and Jonathan Henry of Rick Techsonics, 31.54, was in third place. So Jaduthan Henry of Rick Techsonics, 31.54, filling third place there from Rick Techsonics. In the individual pursuit, in the under 11 female category, Scarlett Thorne again of Arima Wheelers is your national champion, 1:13.31 her winning time. Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers was second in 1:17.36, and Lisa Jo Budu of Rick Techsonics of 1:18.86 filled third place. And the under 11 boys was won by Rion Shepard of Rick Techsonics. 1:06.06 was his winning time. Joshua Morris of Vaporwake was second, and Elijah Christopher also of Vaporwake third. 1:12.60 and 1:15.12 respectively for the top three. And in the under 13 females in the individual pursuit, Melina Lopez again of Rick Techsonics, 1:10.79 is your national champion. She won ahead of Adriella Joseph, Rick Techsonics. Catalia Benjamin, also of Rick Techsonics, was third, 1:12.69 and 1:14.40 the times there respectively. And in the under 13 boys, Elijah Green Jr. again from JLD Cycling Academy was your national champion in 1:02.90, ahead of Adeoze Lewis of Vaporwake and Jeduthan Henry of Rick Techsonics in third place, 1:06.20 and 1:07.89. Again, the winning time 1:02.90 for Elijah Green Jr. And of course, in the flying 200s and the sprint qualification, Salome Bailey of Madonna Wheelers, 13.50. She was your national champion. Rick Techsonics Cycle Club had Ryan Shepard in first place, ahead of Madonna Wheelers. Lake Lovell was the runner-up to Ryan Shepard. In the under 9 female, Shariah Alexander of Madonna Wheelers is your national champion, 12.41. And the under 9 boys, Tariq Rivera of Vaporwake won. Well, he won the qualifying heat, so he went through to the sprint finals and the match sprint finals. We have in the under 9, Tariq Rivera, the winner from Vaporwake, ahead of Arima Wheelers, Aidan Garcia, Seth Alexander Smith of Rick Techsonics, and Tyler Tite of Rick Techsonics Club.
Cyclists kindly report to the officials at the bike check. All under 9.
So again, the riders are being called to get their bikes checked as the track is still being dried off, so they're just waiting for it to dry off. Although I must admit there's another dark cloud just hovering directly over the stadium here in Siparia, but hopefully that too will blow over quickly. In the under 11 female category, Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers is your sprint champion, ahead of Denaya Prince of Vaporwake Multisport, with Lisa Jo Budu of Rick Techsonics filling third. Under 11 male, Rion Shepard again of Rick Techsonics is your national champion. Joshua Morris of Vaporwake Multisport finished in second place, and Zephaniah Alexander Smith of Rick Techsonics filled third place, winning ahead of Sakiri Awai Diet. In Indian 13 female, Melina Lopez made it 3 national titles on the day, ahead of Catalia Benjamin of Rick Techsonics. Adriella Joseph, also of Rick Techsonics, finished in third. And in the under 13 boys, Elijah Green Jr. also made it 3 national titles on the day in this category. Adeoze Lewis of Vaporwake was second. and Jeduton Henry of Techsonics finished in third place. So those are your champions from yesterday. And now it's a question of whether they'll be able to continue their winning ways today. So we'll see what transpires. But first, of course, we need to get the rain to stop, which it has, and only hoping now that the sun could come out and dry the track and make it safe for the riders, because that's the one thing you want to make absolutely certain of, that the riders get an opportunity to perform without hindrance and in total safety. So again, while we had the sprints yesterday, today we have slightly longer distances, starting with the boys under 9 scratch race, the boys and girls under 9 scratch race. Then we'll have the boys under 11 boys and girls scratch races, which is 3 laps. The under 9s will go 2 laps of the track. The under 13 boys and girls, they too will do 3 laps of the track in the scratch race, and that will then be followed by the skills event for the under 7s boys and girls, and to be followed by the boys under 9 boys and girls under 9 Karen, the boys and girls under 11 Karen, and the boys and girls under 13 Karen event. And we close on with the action with the team pursuit events. And for a little fun, the coaches and officials will engage in a scratch race. And I have to tell you that I was invited to take part in that coaches and officials scratch race. So we'll see what gives there. So while the track dries, we will take a short break, and when we have some action, we come back out here to Sipario. As we welcome you back here to Siparia, the velodrome here in Siparia, where we're getting ready for the start of action on day 2. We had a full day of racing yesterday, and now we're getting ready for the start of the program today. The boys and girls under 9, as they take part in their 2-lap scratch race. So a lot to look forward to in this one, and it is always something that these riders look forward to. Yesterday they were riding in like individual sprint events, and it's something that I'm sure they'll be looking forward to today with a great amount of anticipation. And of course, as we're talking about speed, and Sha'Carri Richardson has defeated Sharika Jackson in that 100-meter sprint showdown. I've been two of the women. It was like a preview for the World Championships. Sharika Jackson produced the fastest time in the world this year, and maybe an hour before that, Sha'Carri Richardson held that distinction when she ran in the U.S. trials. But now the roles have been reversed, so to speak.
And on the line for the underline boys, we have Jolene Jacob, Tyler Tip, Seth Alexander Smith.
So again, we have some interesting youngsters out there on the line at the moment. And of course, a scratch race is really a track race in which all riders start together, and the objective is simply to be first over the finish line after a certain number of laps. UCI regulations specify that a scratch race should be held over 15 kilometers for elite men and 10 kilometers for elite women. Of course, for these junior riders and for these youngsters, they're doing 2 laps for the under 9 category. So we look forward to that coming up shortly. We have the riders at the ready, and they should be getting that go ahead any minute now as they get under starters orders. So some interesting youngsters there again in this category. So here we go as they take off. Under 9 boys and girls. Look out, Rick and racing along there very quickly indeed from Arima Wheelers. Aidan Garcia is leading the way, but he's coming under real pressure as we see the rider from Vapor Wake is showing his class, coming hard at him. In fact, he's given him the inside, but he's using the little governor, so he's coming to the line. Remember, it's 2 laps they're going, and so they've done the first one. So now they have a second lap to go, and of course, Garcia now finds himself in second place, and it's like Tariq Guevara from Vapor Wake has taken the lead and is opening a nice little distance there on him, and it's hard to get up there to him now as we look at Garcia struggling to keep up with Tariq Guevara. Tariq Guevara of Vapor Wake Multisport speeding away to the finish line as he finishes in style and takes the first event of the day, boys 9, under 9, and coming over the line in the end. Jaleel Jacobs of Rick Techsonics in 3rd place. So the lone under 9 girl is still on the track as she is coming around. Shariah Alexander from Madonna Wheelers coming over the line now to finish her race, and she will be the national champion in this scratch race for girls under 9. So now it's up for the girls under 11 for their scratch race. So they're doing 3 laps now, the girls under 11. In fact, girls and boys under 11 and girls and boys under 13 will be doing 3 laps each. So should be another interesting battle here again. But again, 3 laps. It's I think the riders have to be mindful that it's not really an all-out sprint from the word go. They still have to try to save some energy to come home. And but we'll see how they go. The under 11 girls, Lisa Jo Budu from Rig Techsonics is in there. The Maya Prince of Vaporwave is also there. Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers is nearest to the camera. And of course, Scarlett Thorne, the favorite from Arima Wheelers, is just to her left. We're in the number 66. So 4 of them on the line. And the president of the Cycling Federation giving them the last bit of instructions, and here they go now. This is the 3-lap scratch race event, and immediately Lisa Jo Budu goes to the front from Rig Techsonics, followed closely by Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers, and closing the gap on them quickly there is Annalise Watson on the outside. And then, of course, Lisa Vaporwake is on the inside. The Maya Prince, who has cruised into 3rd place now. But it's still Lisa Jo Budu is leading out. And so they'll come around for the bell. And you could just see Scarlett Thorne just kind of biding her time there. She isn't really burning up too much energy. She's just kind of easing her way forward. Now she's starting to just show her strength. She's closing that stagger very, very nicely indeed. She's right within striking distance now. Lisa Jo Budu comes to the bell, but here goes Scarlett Thorne from Arima Wheeler. She takes the bell, and she has decided that enough is enough, and she's dropped the hammer and will just ease away. Lisa Jo Budu just sort of come to a stop. I don't know if she has a mechanical. Yes, she has some kind of problem with a chain. She's just spinning there right now and getting nothing from that chain. But now in 2nd place it is the Maya Prince of Vaporwake, and trying to close in from Madonna Wheelers is Annalise Watson, but is Scarlett Thorne from Arima Wheelers, who is showing that she is the class act in this age group. Girls under 11 scratch race champion Scarlett Thorne, followed by the Maya Prince, and in 3rd place Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers. Unfortunately for Lisa Jo Budu, she has some kind of a mechanical issue, something with her chain it looks like, and she was just spinning there and not getting any traction at all. So now the boys under 11 scratch race is coming up. We have about 4 riders from Arima Wheelers, and just as many from Rig Techsonics, I would imagine, and a couple from Vaporwake as well. So some would be in front, or they put them on the wall, or as we say, up on the railing, and so that way they could all get an even start. I don't think you have that many holders to keep them in one line. So you let them. So it looks like Lisa Jo Budu is also probably just a little exhausted, because that was a hard push she was making there early on, and but she seems to be okay. I think she probably just needs some fluids, and hopefully she'll be okay to continue now. And again, that's the good thing about events like these. The parents are never far away, as they are so careful with these children, just to make sure that at all times they are supervised and that they get whatever care is required. And right now she just needs to probably get some air and a little bit of rest, and maybe to stretch out. And I think she should be A-OK.
Race in
So this is a pretty big field.
this hot sun, in the rain that these youngsters have been doing it all weekend long.
So 9 of them going in this event. We have 4 riders from Arima Wheelers, or 3 riders rather from Arima Wheelers.
Ranging from under 7 to under 13. On the line, we
Actually, there are 4 of them from Arima Wheelers to be precise.
event, Gabriel Joseph,
And
Rion Shepard, Zephaniah
we have
Alexander
Joseph
Smith,
Shepard,
Rick Techsonics,
Zephaniah Alexander Smith, Joshua Morris is in there, Elijah Christopher in there, David Rockbear from Arima Wheelers, Samuel Joseph, Sakeri Awai Diet, and Mario Nicholas, all of Arima Wheelers.
Also, Lemuel Douglas is in there for
Lemuel Douglas
So it's a 10-man
also.
march for this 3-lap scratch race event.
Actually, there are only 9 of them out there, so we'll see how it goes.
And spectators,
And it
I would like
seems
that you kindly
early
remove
o'clock.
yourselves from the barriers. This is not the safest place to be. There are lots of seats in the stands available.
Looking
for
at the
you
riders
to
coming
view
around,
the
remember they're
event.
doing 3 laps.
All team
And,
officials and supporters.
Quickly out in front there is Rion Shepard, and he is favored in this event as he continues to lead, going up that back straightaway now. Shepard will be coming for the bell this time around as he extends his lead now and is really beginning to separate himself very, very comfortably now. So here comes Rion Shepard. Shepard gets the bell as he goes on his merry way, and now coming over the top and taking second. So Joshua Morris is also there from Vaporwake, and Rion Shepard is cruising right now. Very comfortable lead indeed, and under no pressure as he is going to take this very, very, very comfortably as well. Here he comes, your champion. Scratch Race 2023 is Rion Shepard of Techsonics, winning comfortably, and then the 2 riders from Vaporwake just coming out in front there, and it looks as if Joshua Morris just held off his teammate Elijah Christopher in the process as well. So a very close finish indeed for the youngsters. So it's going to be very, very easy for them to try to determine the winner. In fact, you cruised home to win this one with relative ease. So we now have the girls under 13s.
Girls under 13 for the scratch race. Report to the start line now. Thank you very much.
So we're getting ready for the girls under 13s in their scratch race. Remember, it's 3 laps to go, and we have 4 riders out of Techsonics. Unfortunately, Maria Martinez is a non-starter in this one.
In this under 13 girls category, however, we have 4 cyclists.
So she is going to skip this one.
4 cyclists out of the team.
So Techsonics.
From San Fernando and the southern.
Adriella Joseph of Techsonics, wearing number 85. Melina Lopez, also of Techsonics, wearing number 80. Catalia Benjamin, wearing number 82, and Ryan Thompson wearing 81, all of Techsonics as they push off the wall.
3 laps for our under 13 girls in this scratch race event.
So again,
Melina Lopez
like
of Ring Techsonics
the under 11s, they go in
the
3 laps.
four-wheel march. A very controlled ride.
So they're not
For this
really
3-lap event.
taking it out too quickly to begin with.
All 4 of these cyclists, they performed well in the sprint events we witnessed yesterday. So who knows, it might be.
So as a group, they now decide that they're going to just ease forward. Melina Lopez and Rayan Thompson at the front two. And now Lopez is back in the front. So those two just trying to hold the court with Adriel Joseph and Catalia Benjamin in tow.
They are coming to see.
So here now they decide that it's time to go, and there they go with Lopez taking off ahead of Rayan Thompson. So here they go quickly now as they speed down the back straightaway and pushing forward, and with no lead, but she's holding her own, waiting, but it just seems as if here comes a little bit of pressure coming on her. The question is, can she get it back into gear to hold her off? And she does quite comfortably in the end, as Melina Lopez of Rig Techsonics holding off of Thompson, just finishing up there with Joseph and Benjamin. Also coming in Rig Techsonics 1, 2, 3, 4 in that order. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the under 13 girls.
They'll be doing a distance of 3 laps. Girls and boys under 7, your skill event comes next. So please report.
So that will bring us to the under 13 boys.
Report to the holding area now.
So we have a decent bunch again, 7 of them. Tyrese Toppin, Shane James, Jeduthon Henry, Tyler Lafourcade, Josiah Modeste, and Adiosi Lewis and Elijah Green Jr., who again will be favored in this one from JLD Cycling Academy. So here we go, and for the under 13 boys, and immediately going to the front there is Shane James of Arima Wheelers, but he's easily passed now, and just holding his hold. Tyler Lafourcade from Hummingbird now moving up at the back, and of course Elijah Green in third place, just coming along, holding his own, and holding his own in front. Here comes Elijah Green now, easing up quite nicely. Rig Techsonics, Topping, and Henry in contention. And as he slows down, here comes Elijah Green Jr. now in second place, looking very relaxed, and is really just cruising, going up that back straightaway, coming over that left-hand turn there. And it's almost as if he's talking to his opponents, looking at them as they come for the bell. And this is going to be interesting here now, because Henry is there with him. And Adios Lewis is also in contention. Lewis now goes into second place, but here goes Green as he looks back to see who is coming, going up that back straightaway. He's so much more powerful than the rest of them as he starts to ease away from the others. Adeoze Lewis is right there from Vapor Wake, coming to take second. Third place now is going to be that man coming there from Jadida Henry from Sonics. And crossing there is James from Arima Wheelers, just behind the youngster Lafoucade from Hummingbird International. So again, another interesting win here for Elijah Green. He's so strong that he was able to just take his time. He didn't have to really put out too much effort initially, but when he needed to, he knew exactly when to move. Now we're going to have the skills event for the under 7, so we'll get to them when we come back. So as we welcome you back here, we're seeing some prizes being handed out for those races that we just had a short while ago. And
after the prize distribution.
These are some of your winners from a short while ago.
And your results for the
As we had the under 9 girls, Soraya Alexander, under 9 girls.
Techsonics in second place, Adeoze Lewis of Vapor Wake Multisport, and your champion for the under 13 boys scratch race, Elijah Green Jr. of the JLD Cycling Academy.
So again, congratulations to them all. And here we have the under-9 boys stepping up on the podium. And of course, the young man from Vaporwake, young Guevara, in the middle there. He is the national champion. Jacobs and Garcia in third and second respectively. Jacobs of Techsonics, Garcia of Arima Wheelers receiving their awards.
Setting up the skill event for the under-7s.
Proud moment for these youngsters as they go the full 9 yards with them. They receive their champions jerseys as to indicate who is the national champion, and certainly something that they could cherish and remember these events by. Apart from the medal, they get the championship jersey, the national championship jersey as well. In fact, when you look at international cycling, sometimes you see riders riding in their world championship jerseys, and it's similar to, say, the Tour de France, where the leader of the race rides in the yellow jersey, but when you're a national champion or a world championship winner, they give you a special jersey which you can wear if you choose to in other major events, and so that will signify who is the national champion or the world championship winner as well. Now we go to the girls under 11. Right, so we'll see how it goes.
Exhibiting his superb bike handling.
The under 9, the under 7 boys and girls doing their skills and doing their slalom between the cones and showing very, very well. These youngsters, no doubt, very anxious and very keen on doing their part.
As we have Salome Bailey, the lone under-7 girl.
So young Bailey is getting ready to, Salome Bailey from Madonna Wheelers. She is also gonna show off her skills.
So as Salome gets her demonstration, Ryan, let me ask you a quick question.
In the meantime, they're still handing out the prizes here, and the youngsters are being shown exactly what the course is for the skills, and so they have to do it twice. So I think they realize the circuit that they have, and then they're timing them. So based on their time, so it will be like official with their times. And you can see the youngsters getting the opportunity to ride and do their turns, and she has to now slalom on the outside. So far so good. Salome Bailey doing her bit, and she has to turn, but she turned very wide indeed, and she has to come back. She turned too wide, and now she has to do it all, come back and do it again. She missed a couple cones, but she is coming back to finish, and but she wants to go again. However, it's the Salome completing her course. Salome is 5 years old. So the young girl from Tacarigua Presbyterian. So the young lady Salome Bailey doing her bit.
So we have some mathematicians, some future mathematicians in our under-7
Salome doing her bit. 5-year-old Salome Bailey from Madonna Wheelers. And so there were the two youngsters.
I've been given the instruction that our under 7s can make their way around one more time. Ryan, you out for that? All right.
So we'll see what Ryan Shepard wants to do. He is the boys on the 7.
Salome and Ryan, get lined up. You're going to get a chance to go around
So-
our skill course one more time.
So they may get the opportunity. In fact, they're going to put them back on the line for a second go around. So I think now they have a slightly better understanding of what is required. So here goes Shepard, Ryan Shepard again,
Looking to better his time this time
trying
around.
to improve his time, and he goes very fast indeed, and just has to know where to slow down to make the turns. This is where the challenge is for them, and he goes again, trying to do it in as quick a time as possible. Has to turn and come back, and Ryan Shepard, if you miss a cone, I suppose there are penalties attached, so congratulations to him. Might have missed just the one cone.
Salome Bailey will be heading out on the course for a very
So-
good one as well.
Salome Bailey will come back out for one last go around to try to improve her time.
This is before we move into the current events.
And remember, coming up after this, we'll have the Karen events for the youngsters. So after they receive their prizes on the inside, I think they'll be coming back to get ready for. So here is Bailey, just taking her time. She's only 5 years old and really showing good courage and determination. So she is showing her dexterity on the bike, and this is the skills competition for the under 5s and under 7s. Again, she's only 5 years old, I have to remind all. So she comes around now, one last line of cones to negotiate. As she comes through them quite nicely in the end. Salome Bailey does it very well indeed. And again, just 5 years of age, and showing what she is capable of.
Skill event in a time of 30.71 seconds, and Salome Bailey in a time of 38.04 seconds. Congratulations.
So again,
to our under
Ryan
7
Shepard,
fighters, ladies and
30.71 was his time around, and Salome Bailey of Madonna in 38.04 seconds. Congratulations to both of them. So while they're finishing up the prizes, we see the two youngsters on the podium right now getting their prizes for the skills competition, which they just completed. And there is Salome Bailey of Madonna Wheelers, 38.04 seconds her time. And here is the other under 7 rider, and Ryan Shepard of Rick Techsonics, 30.71 was his best time as he negotiated his way around the circuit to show his skills and dexterity. Of course, remember, we're live here on 360 TV covering day 2 of the Cycling Federation's Youth Development Track Cycling Championships out here at the Separia Velodrome, where the weather has a little bit of rain. We had at just as we were about to start, we had a downpour. It just kind of cooled the proceedings a little bit. It's not as hot and humid as it was when we were just about to start, about just after 2 o'clock. But for now, we're getting ready for the start of the Karen event.
To the holding bay and onto the track.
So that is going to be the next offer here, as the riders have their bikes tested, and then they're going to get to the holding bay to get ready.
Cyclists in the current event, please come with your holders to the line.
So we have the Karen event coming up. Always an interesting one for the riders and for the spectators as well. In fact, when you think of the Karen event, you think of how well Trinidad and Tobago has done over the years, and with the current crop of sprinters that we have, led of course by Nicholas Paul and Kwesi Brown. Trinidad and Tobago is a prominent name in the Karen on the international circuit. So this is really what is going to bring the excitement, and these youngsters, no doubt, getting a taste of what that is going to be like. And of course, with the Karen event, we have the motorbike.
Tyler Titt, Seth Alexander Smith, Tarek Guevara, and Aiden Garcia.
So the under 9
cyclists, please, and team managers,
boys
parents, and
are getting ready for the
please have your cyclists ready
for the Karen event.
After the boys under 9,
after the boys under 9, we have the girls under 11. And of course, boys under 11, then the girls and boys under 13s as well. Of course, these youngsters will relish the opportunity to be on the track. In fact, you would think that after their exertions from yesterday, that they might be a little bit sluggish today. Well, from what we've seen already, nothing could be further from the truth. They are just eager to get on with proceedings. And now we see the riders coming to the start line. This is the boys under 9 category. So they will wait for the Dooney to get on the track. And again, from the Karen, they will ride behind the Dooney for a couple laps. And then once the Dooney exits, so it's just a 1 lap.
The cyclists, they'll be starting on the front straight at the pursuit line. The Dooney will be leading the cyclists for half a lap and will lead.
So it's half a lap for the Gurney, because this is just a 1 lap race for these youngsters. And so they will ride behind the Gurney for 1 lap, and then for half a lap rather, and then it's an all-out sprint for the second half of the track. Remember, this is a 3-3-3 track, so the Gurney will exit almost opposite to us here, and once he exits there, it's a mad sprint, just about 200 meters for the riders to negotiate to come home. And again, Jalil Jacob, Tyler Teat, Seth Alexander Smith, Tariq Guevara, and Aidan Garcia from Arima Wheelers Vaporwake. Tariq Guevara among the favorites. Seth Alexander Smith from Techsonics is not to be underestimated as well. Neither should Tyler Teat and Jalil Jacob, also of Techsonics. So Jacobs is the one closest to us. So the three riders from Arima Wheelers, Seth Alexander Smith is in the red helmet between the two Rick Techsonics riders.
On the inside, we have the cyclist out of Vapor Wake. That is Tariq Guevara.
Tariq Guevara
Just above him,
of Vapor Wake.
It's
Of course, Aiden
the
Garcia.
cyclist out of Arima Wheelers.
So here they go. There's a ride behind the gurney. Can't pass it for the half a lap. And then
Followed by Tyler
once
Tett.
the gurney comes off the track, then they will
Jacob
be allowed to race. That's when the race actually begins. Right now they're just holding positions, and which pretty soon, with just about 200 meters to go, the gurney will exit the track, and there they go. So race is on now. As, let's see what happens quickly now. The man from Vaporwake is off and running, and it is Tariq Guevara. He was always the one to beat, and they're not going to catch him. Aidan Garcia is trying, but it's to no avail. He's closing, but not fast enough. As again, Tariq Guevara of Vaporwake getting the job done. Aidan Garcia of Arima Wheelers in second place, and it looks like Jacobs of Rick Techsonics who was picking it up. So again, the strategy in the race, I think the youngsters will learn that as they continue to compete in events like this, because they don't know too much about it. I suppose they have to experience it themselves. So maybe the pace at which the gurney is taking them around, he may have to increase the tempo just that little bit. We'll see if he actually does so. So we have 4 riders, under 11 females. So again, Lisa Jo Budu, who had some problems with her bike earlier in the scratch race, but where she was leading, and then she lost the lead, but then she just faded badly because of a slight mechanical, and not able to get her gears going again. But I think the bike has been fixed, so she's back out there once again. She also seemed to be a little bit dehydrated, but I think she's okay now. That was a demanding race for them, a 3-lap event. But here we go now. Demaya Prince from Vaporwake, Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers, and Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers. Second from bottom. Demaya Prince from Vaporwake at the top in the white helmet, and on the inside it is Annalise Watson from Madonna Wheelers. Demaya Prince at the ready. They're waiting on the gurney to pass, and as it does so, here we go. And immediately trying to get behind the wheel there is Annalise Watson from Madonna Wheelers, followed by Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers. We have Lisa Jo Budu of Rick Techsonics, and of course Demaya Prince of Vaporwake Multisport right there. So here they go now. This is a 2-lap event for these riders, so they will now try to hold their position as much as possible. as the Dooney increases the speed ever so slightly. As they come around now with 1 lap to go, the Dooney will exit the track here now, and the riders will race. And again, taking off there is Annalise Watson is out there now, but here goes Scarlett Thorne right behind her. Scarlett Thorne just trying to close the gap, but Watson holding her own. But here comes Scarlett Thorne now as she starts to close that gap. Can she come over the top now? She's trying, and here she comes. Scarlett Thorne is pushing to the line, and she's going to win it again. Scarlett Thorne holding off Watson in the end. And in third place from Techsonics, Lisa Jo Budu, or rather Lisa Jo Budu crosses the line fourth, and it is Demaya Prince of Vapor Wake who picks up third place. So again, Scarlett Thorne from Watson from Prince with Budu coming in fourth place. So now we're getting ready for the
for this field of 10.
under 11 boys. So we're going to have 2 heats of the under 11 boys because of the size of the group. And we just saw the under 11 girls there. And once again, Scarlett Thorne showing that she is really the one to beat in this age group. Winning just ahead of Annalise Watson. Watson of Madonna Wheelers. And in third place we had Vapor Weeks, Demaya Prince. So now we have the under 11 boys first group. I'm trying to make sure that you could identify the riders. I see Sakiri Awai Diet is in there. Similarly, trying to get a move on inside of there. We also have from Vapor Week,
our first 5 cyclists.
Joshua Morris.
They are on the track. Looks like Rion Shepherd on the inside.
Rion Shepherd is also there.
Gabriel Joseph.
So here they go quickly now, and trying to get behind the wheels. There's Rion Shepherd from Techsonics. And we have Joshua Morris from Vapor Week sitting in third place right now. And then we have the 2 riders from Arima Wheelers, Sakiri Awai Diet in the red helmet. Just biding his time at the back of the group. I think you could see the riders now becoming a little bit antsy at the moment as they look for the journey to exit the track. And when it does, they get bell. Here they go. And immediately Joseph is trying to get up there to Shepherd. And but screaming going down that right hand side. Joshua Morris is putting the pressure on there now from Shepard. Morris is trying to go past Shepard. Shepard though holding the inside, forcing him to go wide, and now Shepard is holding him off nicely now. Joseph had to check there just a little bit. Can he come back? He's still trying, but he cannot get up there in time, and Rian Shepard is holding off Morris.
And Gabriel Joseph, the top three, and officially top three to qualify for the finals.
And it looks like Gabriel Joseph, who would have finished third, just getting ahead there. So three of them will go through to the final. So this is just like a qualifier for these two, for this group, because of the size. So we're looking at the second group. Elijah Christopher is in there. Similarly, we have Zephaniah Alexander Smith. So as the riders get their final bit of instructions. We have also from on the inside, Arima Wheelers. So here they go quickly. This looks like Lemuel Douglas is also there.
And that's the start of heat number 2. The under 11 boys parent, top 3 cyclists to come.
So remember the top 3 will go through to a final ride-off with the 3 who just qualified, Shepard, Joseph and Morris. Not necessarily in that order. It's a separate Morris and Joseph. So remember, they will have to stay behind the Durney for the first lap, and then they could start the sprint. Right now, they're just holding their own, holding their position, sort of like Indian file. As they come down, they straight away. And now they're going to get the bell and immediately bolting. Now, this is where it's going to get very interesting here. As we see speeding, going away over the top there, Elijah Christopher Vaporwake, as he is cruising now, going his merry way, and trying to come around there now, Alexander Smith from Rig Techsonics, but this is easy for Christopher, and coming over there. And Manuel Douglas of Arima Wheelers. Those are the 3 riders, and coming over in the end, trying to finish up there, Samuel Joseph of Arima Wheelers. So the top 3 will go through. That's Christopher, Alexander Smith, and Douglas. So the girls under 13, they will face the starters here now. So The officials, we'll just wait for the one rider to exit the track at the far side. And once that happens, the other riders will be encouraged to take to the track and get to the start line. The holders will also accompany them out there. So remember, this is day 2 of the Youth Development Track Cycling Championships for junior riders. So we have Joseph, Adriel Joseph of Techsonics, Melina Lopez, also of Techsonics, Catalia Benjamin of Techsonics, Ryan Thompson of Techsonics, and Maria Martinez of Madonna Wheelers. Actually, it's just 4 of them, so I don't think Maria Martinez is here. So Melina Lopez, who already won earlier, is favored in this event as well. So here comes the journey, and
that's the start of the under 13.
Trying to get up to the line, trying to get up to the back wheel of the journey. But dropping all the way back is Lopez. She is in 4th position, but she is favored in this one. In fact, I think she will probably make her move just before they take the bell. She might surprise the rest of the group. She's at the back there, just sort of biding her time and just waiting. Looks very relaxed indeed, as do the others. But you know they could anticipate that she would be coming with a serious rush. In fact, she could start her move from all now, because the gurney is going to come off the track now, and here they go for the bell. The others got a jump on her, but she's so strong as she goes wide and is going to go right over the top here now. She goes past 2 in one fell swoop, and then she's also clubbering the 3rd, and there goes Lopez, Melina Lopez. Melina Lopez just slingshots away into the lead, and there's no way they're going to catch her. She is on her way. She could easily shut off now, and just coming close at the line there. Caitlin Benjamin was relaxing, and it looks as if Adriel Joseph might have just caught her at the line. We'll have to see who would get it, but no doubt Lopez was the winner. So it was Joseph and Benjamin. So a Sonics 1, 2, 3 in that girls under 13. For the Karen, so the under 13s boys they are coming to the line here now. And all 7 of them of course quickly onto the wall, so he's going to probably assume the position at the back of the race, and that is Elijah Green Jr. Looks very relaxed indeed. On his inside is Jeduthan Henry of Techsonics. And we also have just on his inside.
So the under 13.
It looks like Tyrese Toppin is in there. Then we have from Arima Wheelers, Shane James
The under 13 boys
on his inside.
They are on the line doing a distance of 2 laps in this current event. Boys under 11 for York.
We also have, of course, the Vaporwave pair of Adiosi Lewis and Josiah Modest.
Alexander Smith, Joshua Morris, Elijah Christopher, and Lemuel Douglas. Report to the holding bay now.
So here they go quickly.
That's the start of the under 13 boys, youth developers.
And again, 7 of them: Green, Lewis, Modest, Lafoucade, Henry, James, and Toppin. And you can see Green again, basically just spelling them a fairly sizable lead. He is at the back, and Shane James of Arima Wheelers, third from the back. And then we also have from Hummingbird International, Tyler Lafoucade in second place at the moment. And just ahead of him is Adiosi Lewis, but here comes Green going wide. He's going high on the bank, and he's coming along nicely. He's taking aim there at Lafoucade. He is still riding, going the long way around. He's high on the bank again, but can he come over the top? This is going to be tight. This is going to be tight for him. He's not going to get there this time. And this is the big win there for Jeduthan Henry of Rick Techsonics. Jeduthan Henry has done it. He's the first man to beat Green. And he did it with some style. Closing fast was Lafoucade from Hummingbird. But Jeduthan Henry is the one. Green got himself into a bad position, and he couldn't make up the stagger once the rush for home started. And you could just see Henry put his nose in front there, and he just started to push for home and really won that in convincing fashion. Lafoucade came late trying to get there but couldn't, and a fine finish indeed. So now we're going to have the under 11 boys. Remember, they had 2 heats, so they are going to come for their final now. So here he is, the young man Jeduthan Henry is the toast of the Rick Techsonics camp. Applause all around for the young man as he stole a match and didn't relinquish it. Won it in impressive fashion in the end for them. So another fine ride from the Rick Techsonics stable. And not too many people would have fancied him winning this event, given the form that we saw from Elijah Green Jr. But as they say, on any given day, you never know what could happen. And that here's a case in point there. And Jeduthan Henry came up trumps on the deep. So now we have the 6 riders. So the under 11 Karen final. We had 2 heats earlier, and now they're going to dispute who will be where and who will finish off this one.
The under 11 Karen finals, it's a 2-lap event.
So we have Gabriel Joseph. Lemuel Douglas is also there as they get their final bit of instructions. Rion Shepard, though, looks like the man to beat. Morris is also among the favorites in this one, Joshua Morris. But you also have Christopher in there as well, who could also pull off the upset. But here goes the Derny, and quickly in behind there is Shepard. And of course we have the pair of riders from the Vapor Wake in Joshua Morris and Elijah Christopher.
Joshua Morris, Elijah Christopher, Zephaniah Alexander Smith, Lemuel Douglas, they are all in there and battling for the championship.
So here they come, just biding his time there. Shepard has to be mindful as he has the Vapor Wake pair of Christopher and Morris there with him. And the race is on in front there. Those three have separated themselves. And it's the man from Rick Techsonics, Shepard, who is showing his class. And again, he is leading from in front. He's not allowing them any chance to close on him as he continues to rotor around the track here in Siparia, making it look so easy indeed as he pushes to the line and is going to win convincingly in the Rion Shepard.
2 and 3 will be the cyclists of the Vapor Wake. That is Joshua Morris and Elijah Christopher. 4 looking like that is Zephaniah Alexander Smith.
So again, Shepard first with Morris second and Christopher in third place, both the second and third from the Vapor Wake, but no stopping the man from Sonics in Rion Shepard.
I am going to bring to you the official results of all our Karen events.
So that's the end of the Karen events. And again, remember we're live here on 360 TV covering day 2 of the National Cycling Federation's Youth Development Track Championships out here in Siparia. Welcome back here now as we see some prizes being handed out. And of course, this is really the icing on the cake for these youngsters after they've put in all the hard work, so to speak. Now they get the opportunity to receive their just reward. These are the prizes for the Kieran, the under-9 boys, Tariq Guevara and Aiden Garcia and Jacobs. And they look at them, Jacobs of Rick Techsonics has to tiptoe because once Guevara raises his arm, the man at the bottom on the lowest rung of the prize rostrum has to stretch to reach him up there. And so that's 1, 2, 3. Congratulations again to the youngsters. And now we see the girls under 11s. And once again, in third place, the Maya Prince of Vaporwake. Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers in second, and Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers will be the national champion yet again. I think she's won every event in this category. So she is certainly doing her bit to not just keep the Arima Wheelers flag flying high, but certainly put herself there for among the most outstanding riders for the 2 days of competition. So there she is, trying to make sure she's going to receive her medal now. Scarlett Thorne of Arima Wheelers is your under 11 girls Karen champion for 2023. She has done it again.
Ceremonies will move into a brief 10-minute intermission, and this announcement goes
So
out
she
to all
is
team managers.
once again the champion, and certainly a rider that you should really keep track of and really map her progress. And there they go with that familiar pose on the prize rostrum. 1, 2, 3, Thorne, Watson, and Prince. And next up would be the under 11 boys. Remember, they were split into 2 groups that saw Shepard, Joseph, and Morris qualify in the top 3 and the first group, and then Christopher, Alexander Smith, and Douglas in the second group. And then when they got to the line in the final event, well, it was a stunner, to say the least, because and there is your champion there, Rion Shepard, again just bolting, and nobody could catch him. Morris was second, and Christopher was third. Of course, that's the pair from Vaporwake. So again, our congratulations to them. And now we get ready for the under 13 girls. And this is Rick Techsonics 1, 2, 3, 4. But of course, only 3 of them will climb the prize rostrum today. And Joseph in third place, Benjamin in second, and Lopez, Melina Lopez, is a national champion in the Karen event as well. She's been dominant so far, and she'll receive another jersey. to signify that she is the national champion in the Keirin event in this category. And representing her club with distinction as well. So I think eventually she is getting the medal. I'm not sure if they like the medal more than the shirt as a champion. So I think they will accept both, but I wonder if they had a choice which one they'll prefer. If they prefer the medal or they'll prefer the shirt to signify that they are the national champion. So we'll see. Here they go again. All Rick Techsonics on the prize rostrum. Girls under 13. Lopez from Benjamin and Joseph, all of Rick Techsonics. So the under 13 girls, and now we have the under 13 boys.
This is for the under 13 boys Karen final.
And of course, we have Lewis, and then we also have Lafoucade of Hummingbird, Lewis from Vaporwave, and of course the winner and the man in
the Vice President of Discipline of the Trinidad and Tobago Cycling Federation, for his assistance in these prize distribution ceremonies.
Joseph Batiste doing the honors here again, and of course putting the jersey on a popular winner here, Jonathan Henry of Rick Techsonics.
For the boys and girls.
So he's receiving his just reward. Joseph Batiste doing the honors, and here are your winners for the under 13 boys Keirin title. Here of course we have team pursuit and of course team sprint coming up after a short timeout, as the youngsters still celebrate their victories as they should. They're putting in a lot of hard work at that. So as we have a little lull in proceedings, of course, we remind you to stay with us. We'll be coming back in a short. We have a little break, and we'll get you ready for the second half of today's action. We'll do so when we come back. Remember, we're live here in Siparia. It's the second day of the Youth Development Track Cycling Championships put on by the Cycling Federation of Trinidad and Tobago, coming to you live here on 360 TV. as we welcome you back here to the Siparia Velodrome as we continue our coverage of the Youth Development Track Championships. Of course, one of the teams that has been outstanding, in fact, the team that has been outstanding, one would have to say, would be the Techsonics. And we're just chatting with the man who is chiefly responsible, one of the men responsible for that success is, of course, none other than David Voss, who's the president of the club. And David, congratulations on a fantastic display over the 2 days of these championships. How are you feeling?
Great. We've been trying to have a youth development program for the nation, and this started way back when with Noel Luces. I don't know if you remember him very well.
Yep.
And we decided to get together and we built a relationship, and we decided to go ahead and develop youth development. That is where Paul and Justine Phillip had their beginnings as well. And today look at what they have achieved, Olympic status and so on. This is where the stars are born. This is where they are developed, and we have continued to do so over the years.
And certainly it must be very rewarding because you're actually seeing the results of that effort.
Yes, it's like a duck to water. Once you start training them at an early age, they become fearless, as you can see how they race, and it becomes very natural for them to continue along those lines if they wish.
One of the things that the RICTEC as a sponsor, I mean, that is priceless.
Yes, it had really helped to shape cycling. Many years ago, we felt that it needed some financial help as well to assist in all events. No matter what events, and if they come to us, we try to put some sponsorship together and try to make it a success. Because there's a lot of interest in it now over the years, and that is why we have accomplished this high level at this particular point in time.
What I'm most impressed with is that the girls are also showing, that they are really, developing as well. It's not just the boys, but the girls are right there.
Correct. And this is an area that is happening, like in the Tour de France now, they have a female racing and so on. So the women are coming along, and we want to be along those lines in track racing as well. So as you can see, they're coming out in their numbers, and we are happy to see that.
And I'm also seeing the parents, which I think is such an integral part.
Yes, they are the foundation, and we always remind them and thank them to be here and get involved in their development. And a balance between that and their education, not a one-sided thing. And we encourage to keep up the education, but always have a recreation. And also we'll get them off the social media.
Put on the phone.
Yeah. Get outside and do something different.
And that's great. And
yes.
So again, David, congratulations on a fantastic display. You must be, I'm sure the entire team must be very proud, and we just wish you continued success.
We thank you very much, and Mr. Ruskin, Mark, thank you for staying along with us and seeing us develop. We appreciate your comments and your commentating about the sports. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That was David Voss, the president of the Techsonics Cycle Club, and they're certainly doing their part. We're getting ready for the team pursuit. Again, it's a 3-man team here for the Madonna Wheelers. 3 riders, but 2 of them must finish the event. So we're looking forward to seeing how well they're able to do. Remember, this is 3 laps, so this could be a real taxing one for them. So, of course, we have Madonna Wheelers at the line, Arima Wheelers to come next, and Techsonics as well. So, they only have 3 riders. I think teams are allowed 4, possibly even 5 if they want to go in this pursuit. So here they go. Now 2 of them must finish to register a time.
Of the Madonna Wheelers pursuit.
So 3 laps.
On the first leg, followed by Zaria Alexander and Annalise Watson.
So Bailey just leading them out. And they, of course, the 3 laps, they're going to have to really ride and try to produce a fast time. As it is right now, they're just taking their own little sweet time, but of course they're going according to what their capabilities are, and we no doubt wish them all the best. But it's not going to be easy for them as they try their best to negotiate this track, taking their time coming along and just enjoying themselves at the moment. So this is the Madonna Wheelers Cycle Club coming around.
Salome Bailey opens for her teammates. 2 laps to go for Zaria Alexander and Annalise Watson of Madonna Wheelers. These 2 cyclists must
So Annalise Watson now and Zaria Alexander, they're trying to make sure that they finish this event. So they have 2 laps to go. Here we go now. Pace picking up here quite nicely. Trying to push as much as possible. Again, remember the third rider is the one who carries the load because she's on the track the longest. So here they take the bell. So now here we go.
Annalise Watson and Zaria Alexander.
So 2 of them have to finish. So let's see how they can keep this.
Must finish this event.
So 2 of them have to finish here.
So the clock will stop
when the second rider or the third rider crosses the line in the end. So even though the one to the front could speed away, the clock only stops when the third rider crosses the line, and that is why it's so important to ride as a team in a pursuit event like this. And so Madonna Wheeler is here now. So this is what is happening here now. Watson has to Zaria Alexander and Watson. And she crosses the line now. So that's when the clock will stop for the Madonna Wheelers. And we have Techsonics coming up. They're the ones who are going to lay down a marker, no doubt. And so we'll see how they manage. Techsonics, they have a pretty powerful team, and they have a big team as well.
Mr. DJ, just the levels on the mic, please. Thank you. Just take it down. So
we wait to see how they
that's good. Thank you.
will negotiate it here for the Techsonics. Just have the one rider on the track who is going to vacate the track, so they're just letting her finish her little ride and clear the track so the others
continuing on for the girls, the final 2 teams
will now take center stage.
Go 2 up. Cyclists start at the pursuit line. 3 cyclists must start. 2 cyclists must finish.
So again, this is Techsonics now with their threesome, awesome threesome. And it looks like they also have a mixed team at the other end, another trio that will start at the opposite end, but that's a mixed team because it's two Sonics riders plus Thorn from Arima Wheelers. So a nice gesture here, just so that the riders get the opportunity to always be a part of the action. So we have 3 riders on the near side.
So as our second team,
And 3 on the
Techsonics Arima Wheelers combined team take their positions on the back straight. This is a 3-lap event. 3 cyclists must start, 2 cyclists
must finish the event. So, but you also have to make sure that you finish. The race only finishes when the second rider crosses the line. So you have to be very, very mindful of that. And it's not when the leading rider crosses the line, but it's when the second rider on the track, it's when that rider crosses the line that we will be able to determine who is doing what. So we have the combined team over on the far side, and we have the
start off, and each cyclist can technically lead for 1 lap, and they will exchange the position at the front for the cyclists at back.
so again, anyone could lead, but they'll have to alter that lead with each lap as they go around. So it's going to be an interesting battle. So let's see how they negotiate this one. So we have the first set of riders, Techsonics and Techsonics Arima Wheelers combined. So we have 1 group on the near side, 1 group on the far side. There they go, and the Techsonics goes up on the front side, and then of Arima Wheelers, Techsonics on the far side. And there we have Scarlett Thorne leading them out. So it's a 3-lap event. Scarlett Thorne not really pushing. Arima Wheeler, Techsonics pushing hard over on that far side, going very, very fast indeed. And now we see in the Arima combined and Techsonic team just taking their time going around by where the Techsonics are pushing very hard indeed. And now they separate the all Techsonics team. They take the lead. They are pushing very hard. And now both teams are down to 2 now. So let's see what happens now. Techsonics 2. They have work to do here. They're well behind here now. But again, they're just trying to hold it together. Now they have a long way to go. They have to really speed up because Techsonics 1 is taking the bell, and here goes Lewis. She has been dominant. The 2 riders must finish. So whenever the first rider crosses the line, really doesn't make much of a difference. It's when the second rider crosses the line that is going to be important. But they have such a big lead that they can afford to just slow down and wait, as they have to keep going. They have to keep going, go all the way around to try to finish off the event. But the Sonics front team, they are going to finish in style here now as they cross the line and win this one comfortably in the end. So Sonics 1 taking it ahead of the Sonics Arima Wheelers combined event. So that is the girls' team pursuit there. Now the boys' team pursuit is coming up next. So again, we have Arima Wheelers, and we also have the Vapor Wave also on show, and of course Techsonics will be a part of the action as well. So a lot of fun events for these riders as they try their best to come to terms with the requirements here and what is expected of them. But this is all such an amazing opportunity for these youngsters because it allows them to
Elijah Christopher, Adeose Lewis, and Elijah Green Jr.
It'll allow them the opportunity to ride these events so they get used to doing it. And as they get better at it, they'll obviously get stronger and become national riders in the process. So it's a good opportunity for them to show their talents. So I'm sure they'll be happy with that.
And Jaleel Jacob. Those are your 4 teams for the boys' team pursuit. 2 races. Teams starting on the front and back straight. 4 cyclists starting this event, and 3 must finish. This is
So again, there are 4 boys teams, 3 riders each, but or out of 4 riders starting these events, 4 teams of 4, and 3 of them must finish this event. And so this is going to be very interesting. We have a combined team of Vaporwake and JLD, and that is with Elijah Green, who is on the near side. And then we have the Arima Wheelers contingent over on the far side. And then we're going to have 2 Rick Techsonics teams riding against each other subsequently. So 4 laps they will see when they start. So they're all very anxious and keen to get on with proceedings here now. So the Vaporwake Multi-Sport and of course JLD right in front of us here. As we could see Elijah Green Jr. right in front of us. Adeose Lewis is also in the mix on this side, as is Elijah Christopher is also here. So remember, this is a time event, so the riders must be mindful. 3 of them must finish, and it's the last wheel that crosses the line. That's when the clock stops. So it's not just about speed by one rider, but it's about a team speed, or as a unit, how quickly you can get over the line. So a lot to think about here. And we've already seen some riders push very hard and then cannot maintain it because the last wheel is slower than the other. So here we go. Rick Techsonics combined, or rather Vaporwave combined with JLD, and of course the Arima Wheelers at the other end. Arima Wheelers, Vaporwave, and the combined Vaporwave team with JLD Cycling Academy, and that of course is in the form of Elijah Green Jr. So Arima Wheelers just a little bit ahead, and now we have 1 rider being dropped, and so the other 3 are the ones who are going to have to push every step of the way.
Having a slight lead over the
and Arima Wheelers just a slight lead now, so now they have to really manage the speed here, and so they keep going. All 4 are still going, and so it's just about holding their own. And now the Vaporwave just taking a slight lead now, and that's because Elijah Green is pulling everybody with him, and he's such a strong rider. So they have to do. Arima Wheelers having a hard time staying up there. In fact, you could see Elijah Green encouraging the others to push on. They might actually catch them and lap them as well. Arima Wheelers dying here now on that back straightaway. as we seeing the two-man team pushing forward, but they have to be so careful in this regard, because 3 riders have to finish the event.
That is the bell.
So there is the bell, and there goes green again.
3 cyclists must finish.
So they have a big wheel. Arima Wheelers just trying to now getting their bell over on that far side, but they have to keep going. 3 riders have to finish the event. And this is where the race becomes technical, because the one rider from Vaporwave is really dying here now. And the 3 to finish. Arima Wheelers have 3 riders still going, so they now have to keep going. 3 to finish. They have to go, and it looks like they're going to do enough. Arima Wheelers still going, and it just seems Vaporwave Multisport are going to win it as they get across the line. It seems as if Arima Wheelers, they just lost the plot here. In the end, they had a good opportunity to possibly win it, and they just couldn't get around in time to finish. They need to get all 3 riders over the line, and for whatever reason they couldn't get that 3rd rider. They just seemed to forget the fact that they just needed to keep going, even if they didn't increase speed, but they just needed to maintain the speed they had. They had it, and then they just sat up and allowed the Vaporwave team to come back and take that one. So Sonics A and B will be on the track. Sonics at the front as well as Sonics on the back straightaway.
I ever keep up with who is who?
So Sonics
Sure,
certainly
but I
a
know that
powerful
the
team,
will give it their all, regardless of
and
what.
so they are just now. So they have a young team, and then they have a more senior
4
team
cyclists will
or
start
more
this
mature
team
team. So
pursuit
they have
event on both
4 youngsters,
sides
and
of
then
the
they
track,
have 4
and 3 cyclists
sort of
must
older ones. So they have some of the
finish
under
this
9s and under
4-lap
11s.
event.
And then, of course, they have probably some under 13s. So, again, time is important to them, and they would want to make sure that they have the best time, if at all possible. So it's a big ask for these youngsters, and but give them credit. They're certainly showing their capabilities and ensuring that they at least finish the races. That you have to give them credit for that, because it's so easy to quit on your feet, but they are not doing so. They are still pushing right through to the end to make sure that they get the whatever points are necessary and whatever times that are necessary for them. Remember, after the pursuit, we have the team sprint event, which is a similar type of event here. And
the team sprint. And the final event for this afternoon,
so I'm not sure how many teams you'll have in the team sprint event. So we'll see when that number comes up, but some of these same riders are going to be asked.
The coaches and officials race will go before the team sprint.
So the coaches and officials
Front
race
straight,
will
are you
come
ready?
after the
Back straight,
pursuit.
are you ready?
Team pursuit.
In 5,
So we have the front straight against the back straight. It's an
2,
all Rig
1.
Techsonics battle, as we see the riders as they push on here. And of course the riders on the front straightaway, that's the younger group. The riders on the back straight are the more mature group, the older kids. And already they are making serious headway and holding the form quite nicely. And they do have good riders in there. Of course, Rion Shepherd is in the mix as well. And they also have also in the mix there as well. Jonathan Henry, who, remember, pulled off that stunner earlier. So again, remember, you could go with 4, but 3 must finish the event. And here they go. So one man kind of gives them the tempo to set them on their way, and then the others just kind of share the load the rest of the way, but hoping to make sure they finish the event. So here they come, the front straight group, the younger group. They are beginning to feel the pressure right now, as the larger the boys, they are starting to close on them. They have a nice lead because they're coming into the straightaway as well for them. So they have a good 50 meters advantage on them, and they're right within striking distance of that front 9. So here they come again, these youngsters closing in, and they will be coming for their bell over on that far side.
That is the bell for the senior team,
so they
the pursuit
keep going. So they cross the bell, they get the bell on that far side. They have 1 lap to go. The junior team will have their bell coming up here now. So they have 1 lap to go as they start to dig deeper now. These youngsters are showing real guts here now. Here goes the larger group here now. Rion Shepard leading them out as he drives it to them. They're going to catch them, and they are just widening to them, and they're going to finish their event over on that far side. So it's the third wheel over the line. That is the time that they will take with them. The junior team, they still have to push to try to finish, because remember, it's time that they're looking at. So it's the third wheel. Here they come, trying to get a good time. They keep pushing to the line all the way. The clock will stop when the third wheel crosses the line, and that one just getting it there in the end. Seth Alexander Smith pushing for all its worth there at the death, and just missing out in the end. So of course, another fantastic show in by these youngsters. And now we're going to have a little bit of fun, or is it comedy, or whatever it may be, as the coaches and officials are getting an opportunity to ride. I don't think I could ride this race car. I don't know if I could fit on one of these bikes at this point in time. So that is the scenario here right now. So again, our congratulations to these teams and these youngsters for really putting on a splendid effort and giving the fans a lot to cheer about here as well. And so we have the team sprint. So after these youngsters just rode this pursuit, I think they're probably just going to get a drink of water and be ready to go again, because I'm sure a lot of them are going to be involved in the team sprint event. So it's constant riding for them, and they're just going to get a drink and to see how it goes. So that's the situation here. We're just waiting on this fun race, and so we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back when they're ready to resume the action here.
an unknown.
But here we go, folks. This is the event that the kids themselves, the cyclists, would have been looking for when they see their coaches, the men and women who give them instructions. Now they get a chance to show the riders what it is they're supposed to be doing. Now they could always say, well, coach, you said do so and so, but you didn't do it. And coaches, again, not wanting to be embarrassed, will have to really dig deep here now and try their luck here. Ryan Pulido is inside of there, and Adriana Sajagat. So Arima Wheelers. So here they go. Riders from the CSE Games are there as well. So this is now an unknown. This was originally a one-lap event. It is now an unknown distance. So riders have to be careful. Ryan Pulido just holding his own. Ryan Pulido, of course, one of this country's standout riders. So they're just taking their time coming around. So it's an unknown distance. So here they go again. So here they go once more. Riders looking around to see who is doing what and who is where. And they should really be looking at the front to see who is going to stay out there. Rider goes high up on the bank. So the youngsters are saying, let it be a 5-lapper. And they say they want to make it a 20-lap event. I don't know if any one of those riders out there can do a 20-lapper at this point in time. But here we go. As they come for an elimination, maybe. We can never tell. And the front has been adjusted. So this is such a fun event for these coaches. They spend all their time giving instructions. So now they get the bell. And it's a bell to come to the line. And now it's going to be interesting here now. Can they make the move? One man loses his shoes. Another one loses his steer. Here they come. Rick Techsonics. Raul Garcia tried getting up there, but couldn't. Rick Techsonics, again, even among the coaches, they are dominating. So it's blue, 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 blue here at the Siparia Velodrome. Rick Techsonics once again just showing that they are just as good in giving instructions as they are in riding. Doing it themselves. So again, a fantastic display there from the riders. No doubt it would have taken quite a bit out of them and allow them to really come and show their capabilities here. But this is, I suppose it's important to them to show the riders, show the youngsters that even though they no longer compete in the BMX, they started in that category and they still have So Haynes of Hummingbird, Raul Garcia of of Madonna Wheelers, and in first place, of course, riding for Rick Techsonics, Maurice Lopez of Rick Techsonics. So congratulations to them all. And well, that's probably the best prize for them. After they put out all that energy, they need something to eat and something to drink. So congrats to them.
Let's have a round of applause for our coaches and officials, ladies and gentlemen.
So these are the club coaches and officials taking center stage. So congratulations to them as well. And they were just giving the riders a little bit of a breather, because a lot of the riders who competed in the team pursuit are now the ones who are back out there getting ready for the team sprint event.
In the girls' team pursuit, in third place, Madonna Wheelers.
So Madonna Wheelers were third.
The Techsonics Arima Wheelers combined team of Rayan Thompson, Adrian Joseph,
So
and Scarlett
Madonna Wheelers finished third. Arima Wheelers, Techsonics combination.
for the girls.
Techsonics.
Techsonics, Lisa Peregrino, Catalina Benjamin, and Melena Lopez.
So again, Lopez showing the way there. We just saw Maurice Lopez winning the coaches and officials race, and now young Lopez, the younger Lopez, leading her team to the team pursuit title among the girls. So congratulations to them. I remember we had some pretty young riders on some of these teams, but they more than held their own, and should be commended just for the effort that they gave to stay the course. These were tough races, these were demanding races, and they more than held their own, and certainly showed their wares, so to speak. And we certainly want to wish them all the best there, and no doubt a good way to send the signals to the youngsters. I suppose it gives them an opportunity to chat and talk, something else to talk about, and no doubt it's always fun when the youngsters can see the coaches and officials at play doing the same things that they're asking of the youngsters. So I'm sure they're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So we're getting ready for the presentation now for the team pursuit girls. So once again, for those of you who might just be or may not be aware, but Sha'Carri Richardson pulled the upset on Sharika Jackson today. Again, she came late in Celicia, just getting the better of Sharika Jackson. Again, it was Iwa Swoboda who made a fast start, and Jackson eased past her at the halfway stage to set herself up for the win. But Richardson kept her form and finished off her race strongly, going in front just meters from the line to win in 10.76 seconds. Jackson was second in 10.78, with Swoboda delighting the home fans by breaking 11 seconds for the first time with a 10.94 seconds clocking. So congrats to them. And of course, in the men's 100, there was a bit of an upset there as Fred Curley lost, and he hasn't lost many races this year. So these are the girls in the team pursuit. Madonna Wheelers third, the Techsonics Arima Wheelers combined second, and in the Techsonics, so Techsonics also finished third place among the boys. That's there. So Vaporwave
JLD Cycling Academy.
and JLD Cycling Academy. They finished in second place, and the winners, once again, Techsonics.
And in first place, the team out of Techsonics, Gabriel Joseph, Tyrese Toppin, Jonathan Henry, and Rion Shepard.
So again, Techsonics sweeping all before them here. Fantastic opportunity as well for these young riders. And
47.89 seconds. Second place, the Vaporwave JLD combined team in a time of 2 minutes 41.04 seconds. And the Techsonics team, the champions for the boys team pursuit, in a time of 2 minutes 26.96 seconds.
So 2:26.96, 2 minutes 26.96 seconds, the winning time for the Techsonics outfit to win the boys title. So congratulations to them, and I'm sure they will be thrilled with that. And with a time like that, they obviously figure they can go faster, and I'm sure the coaches will look at ways of how they can improve those times for these youngsters as they set themselves targets. And at Wimbledon today, Carlos Alcaraz defeated Novak Djokovic to end his domination with a stunning victory. And it's something that I'm sure they would have been looking forward to. He won the Wimbledon men's singles title for the first time by ending Djokovic's recent dominance with a stunning victory. Spain's Alcaraz, who's just 20 years old, fought back from a nervy start to win 1-6, 7-6, 6-1, 3-6, and 6-4 against the defending champions. So there are your champions, your women, your female champions in the team pursuit. And just to finish off that tennis story for you, again the score 1-6, 7-6, 8-6 in the tiebreak, 6-1, 3-6, and 6-4. So he lost the first set, won the second, then he won the third in dominant fashion, lost the fourth, 3-6, and then came back and won the fifth set, 6-4 for a 3-2 in the 5-set, a 3-2 scoreline in over the 5-set finale. Djokovic was going for a fifth straight win and 8th men's triumph and a 24th major, all record equal in feats, but the 36-year-old Serb was outclassed and really outlasted by the top seed Alcaraz, who underlined his class by winning a second major title. He says, "It is a dream come true for me." He was playing in only his fourth grass court tournament. Even if I lost, I would have been proud of myself to be able to play in these stages of these occasions as a boy of 20 years old. And it's really fast. I'm really proud of myself. Alcaraz, who won his first Grand Slam title at the US Open last year, celebrated by falling flat on his face after taking his first match point and kicking a ball into the crowd. So congrats to him. And of course, yesterday we saw Svitolina Vodoronda do the honors there as well. And in some women's cricket action, of course, Nat Saiva bronze century was in vain as Australia retained the Ashes urn. Australia batted first. They were put in by England and they posted 282 for 7 in their 50 overs. Perry made 91, Sutherland 50. Ecclestone had 3 for 40. But in reply, England got to 279 for 7, so just 3 runs short of the Aussies' total. Saiva Brunt 111 not out. King had 3 for 44 with her leg breaks, and that proved decisive. So Australia won by 3 runs, and they lead the multi-format series 8-6. As they retained the women's Ashes with a dramatic 3-run victory over England, who so nearly pulled off a remarkable victory through and that's Ivor Brunt's masterful unbeaten century. Ivor Brunt, who scored 111 off 99 balls, dragged England from 2 or 3 for 7 to a position where they needed 15 runs from the last over and 5 off the final ball. But they couldn't do it. However, Australia, Jess Johansson, who bowled the final over, held her nerve to retain the urn, to help Australia retain the urn with 1 match to spare by virtue of being the holders. The points-based series, which is now 8-6 in favour of Australia, concludes in Taunton on Tuesday with the final one day. Even if England was to win it, they would just level the series, but because Australia are the holders, they would retain the Ashes. So hence the reason why, with a game to spare, and even though England could tie the series, they could only get 2 points. They can't get more than that. And if the series is tied, the Aussies will retain the Ashes. Remember, they won the one-off Test match. England roared back to win the second and third one-days and the second and third T20 and the first one-day. But now Australia have rebounded, and so they have done the business. So we're getting ready now for the finale to bring the curtains down on 2 days of hectic action here.
Just a quick change in program. The girls will do their team sprint event before the boys. The girls will do their team sprint event before the boys.
So we're getting ready for the girls' team sprint.
Katanea Benjamin, Adriel Joseph will go up against Lisa Joe and Annalise Watson.
So we're trying to get the riders at the line again. A lot of these riders just rode in the team pursuit, so
and Adriel Joseph of Techsonics going up against Lisa Joe Boodoo and Annalise Watson, the Tech Madonna mixed team. The second race for the girls team sprint, Rayan Thompson and Melena Lopez will face Scarlett Thorne and Demaya Prince.
So again, we have Thompson and Lopez up against Thorne and Prince. It's the team sprint event. We'll bring the curtains down. We have the girls' race, and then to be followed by the boys' race right after that. So it's been a really 2 hectic days of riding. I really feel for these riders, but just by the look on their faces, it doesn't seem as if they're any worse for wear. They're just thrilled and excited that they have this standalone event for themselves, and they're just here to enjoy themselves and put on a show. And if they win medals, fine. If they don't, no big thing. As long as they give a good account of themselves, made their parents and their coaches proud, I think they'll be happy, the happiest of them all. So you have instructions being passed along as the riders get their final bit of instructions, and hopefully the riders will understand exactly what the coaches are trying to tell them, how to navigate proceedings here, and try to come out on top.
Girls for the first team sprint, report to the line now.
So we're just standing by here for the riders to make it all their way out for the team sprint. And we're seeing some action now as riders come to the line.
In the first team sprint event, Catalina Benjamin and
Adriel Joseph
will go up against Lisa Jo Budu and Annalise Watson. Catalina Benjamin and
So Catalina Benjamin and Adriel Joseph.
Now.
So we have a pair on one end and the other pair on the, so we have one pair on the back straightaway and we have another pair on the front straightaway at this time.
So the next Techsonics and Madonna team, they will start on the front straight and the girls will be doing one lap. Where they start is where they will finish.
So we have the Techsonics pair over on the far side, and then we have the mixed team on the near side.
And the second cyclist will come on to finish. Once again, the cyclist leading off the start will lead for the first half lap and open up for the second cyclist to finish the event.
So remember, it's a one-lap event, and the first rider will lead, and then at the halfway stage will open for the second rider to bring it home.
Front
So,
straight, are you ready? Back straight, are you ready?
so we have both teams in position.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So here we go, one lap around. One rider will do half. The second rider will do the second half of the one lap around. So we see the rider from Madonna Wheelers will have to open up at the halfway stage and allow the second rider to take over. And doing very well indeed there. Adriela Joseph is really firing here now for Techsonics 1. And they're just going to mow this thing down to get to the line first. And is going to win it quite convincingly in the Lisa Budu trying to get there. But again, it's official times to determine how it's going to play out in the end. And now we have Scarlett Thorne, who is going to do it. Melina Lopez. Ryan Thompson. Of course, Scarlett Thorne. Scarlett Thorne is over on the far side.
Will then be followed by the boys. In the first team sprint matchup for the boys,
Demaya Prince.
Seth Alexander Smith, and Gabriel of Techsonics will go against the clock first.
So I think both teams are at the ready now. And on the near side we have
Back straight, are you ready?
Ryan Thompson
Front straight, are you ready?
and Melina Lopez, and then we have Scarlett Thorne and Demaya Prince over on the far side. Remember, one rider does half the lap and the other rider finishes off in the end. So here we go. And it's a pretty decent start by Prince, but at the halfway stage, It looks as if Thompson is leading out Lopez. Lopez is right there now. Lopez takes over, and here goes Scarlett Thorne. But this is going to be tough for her. She is behind, and she has work to do here now because Melina Lopez is firing. And here comes Scarlett Thorne, just getting there ahead of her. Ahead of Thorne was Melina Lopez.
And Arima Wheeler's teams, but we will bring the official times to you in just a short
So
while.
remember, these are timed, so we'll see who was quickest. But certainly this race looked much quicker than the one before.
That we move into
And
the team sprint for the boys. 7 teams registered for this event.
so the boys' team sprint is all set to go now. Again, we have an Arima Wheelers team, we have a Rick Techsonics team, and I suppose we have a Vaporwave team and a combined team as well, as they include Elijah Green Jr. So I think Vaporwave can actually field 2 teams if they include Elijah Green Jr. Arima Wheelers may also be able to do so, but they may need, well, they should have more than enough riders, so they could field 2 3-man teams.
For the boys' team sprint, they will be doing 1.5 laps. The first race will be only 1 team on track. So where they start, they will finish on the opposite
So remember,
side.
these boys will be
1.5 lap
doing
distance.
1.5 lap. That's the distance for the boys in this team sprint.
Start
And
counting the
again, 3-man teams.
from where they start. And
So if they start on the back straight, they will, like we have Arima Wheelers out there. Arima Wheelers, so again, they will have to share up the load. So one will do half a lap each. But of course, the third rider is the man who will have to stay steady throughout and bring it home in the end. So Arima Wheelers will start at the back straightaway, so they'll finish in front of us here on the opposite side from where they started. Here we go, Arima Wheelers off and racing, and again trying to get that gear up quickly. And here they go, Arima Wheelers, trying for time here. They'll push in hard, and of course pushing out his man there, and he did his part here. Now it's up to the others to get on board, and really riding hard there was Shane James, and he's leaving it up to his teammates now to follow proceedings for them. So we have the third rider now trying to finish off here. He has work to do. He has to bring it home for Arima Wheelers. Pushing hard, and of course the bike is wobbling on him. He's trying to finish up here now, pushing, giving it his all, and finishing very, very impressively indeed. It's all about times.
in just a short while,
So they went
as we go into the second team sprint.
by themselves.
2 teams
So now we'll have 2 teams on the line because we have 7 teams registered. So again, it's all about, apart from your opponents, it's also about the clock. So you always want to make sure that you're doing your part. Shaquille Awai Diet, give it his all. And we have Arima Wheelers now starting on the near side, so they will finish on that far side.
They will finish on the opposite side of the track after 1.5.
So this is going to be interesting for them.
So before the teams get to the half lap and 1 lap.
So they're going up against a Techsonics outfit over on the far side. So Techsonics will start on the back straightaway. Arima Wheelers will start on the front straightaway.
Will do a maximum effort on the front of half a lap. Front straight, are you ready?
So let's see what happens. Samuel Joseph is here.
Back straight, are you ready?
David Rackbeer as well.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And here they get the whistle to start proceedings. And Arima Wheelers just a little slow in getting started. As we look at Techsonics, they are off and flying. Remember, they have to complete the first lap. The first rider doing well and getting his team cracking there. Doing very well again is Techsonics.
Remember, the teams will finish on the opposite side in which they started.
So now they have to push all the way through, and this is where it's going to be tough for them, because the third rider has to be the strongest. Arima Wheelers doing very well. They're pushing hard. They might actually get to the line first. Arima Wheelers will get there. Techsonics trying to get up there, but Arima Wheelers finishes just ahead of them.
However, the times at the end will bring the official results.
So again, it depends on time. So even though they crossed the line first, it still depends on time, because remember we had one race prior. And so we have 2 teams here now, so that's 3. 3 different times for the judges. We have Vapor Wake against Techsonics, the young Techsonics.
Motorsport brings their team out on the front straight. Techsonics will start on the back straight. The same rules apply, 1.5 laps with an exchange every half lap. Before
So
the
Vaporwave,
the
Joshua Morris,
they will open up and allow the others to go through.
and they also have Elijah Christopher at the start line, and so they will go 1, 2, 3. And Techsonics, a pretty young team. This is their younger riders. So
Back straight, are you ready?
Vaporwave, I'm sure, will be
Front straight.
hoping that they can
Just getting things.
get things cracking. See the coaches there trying to make absolutely certain that everything is A-OK.
Front straight is ready.
So the front straight ready, the back straight ready. Here we go in the team sprint, and trying to get up there. Sonics against the Vapor Wave, and the Vapor Wave off to a pretty good start. And they all 3 of them still nicely bunched together, whereas the Techsonics trio are having difficulty staying as a unit. And we have the one rider easing up, and the second rider now coming to the fore. Vapor Wave showing good class here, Joshua Morris and Elijah Christopher. And this, of course, is Christopher getting there, and here goes Morris as he tries to finish up here now. And they have a long way to go, the Techsonics youngsters, and they are way behind as Vapor Wave coming to win this one and win it convincingly in the end. So the third rider, that's the time, is when the third rider crosses the line, and not before. So That was Jacobs crossing there for Rick Techsonics, Jaleel Jacob.
The final event of this afternoon's proceedings, the final event of this, the
So we now have the Rick Techsonics against the Vaporwave JLD combined. And again, these youngsters showing tremendous heart.
I'd like to take this moment
And
to thank the Southwest Regional Health Authority, Fruta, and Subway for their kind
so Rick Tech up against
to these youth
Vaporwave
national championships.
and the DL
60 TV team that has been live
JLD for this one.
weekend long, and of course you, the friends, families, loved ones, well-wishers.
So the JLD Cycling Academy Vapor Week combination. They're going to have their hands full, and they have decided that they're going to go with Elijah Green last. So Elijah Green Jr. So they obviously feel that this is their best opportunity here.
As we have Vaporwave on the front straight, are you ready? Back straight, Red Techsonics, are you ready?
Adelise Lewis.
In front,
Adiosi Lewis is right there, of course. And
run!
Josiah Modest.
Is the final team sprint event on the
And of course, Elijah Green. Here they go. Quickly, this could be an interesting battle indeed. And Rick Techsonics right now, slight advantage. Can they bring it home as they're right and dead even almost as they cross the line? But this now is where they have to keep the momentum going. Here comes that man, dangerous indeed, Adolis Lewis. And here goes you know who, as Elijah Green Jr. goes screaming down the back straightaway. Can he get to the line first? Yes, he will, as he gets there now. Victory to the combined team. And again, Rick Techsonics pushing hard, but it's the Vaporwave team that is able to come out on top. And so again, we're just trying to get the official times for them, but that is the final event of the series, Vapor Week, and the JLD Cycling Academy combined, getting the job done there, of course, with Elijah Green. And Lewis are certainly setting it up nicely for them, as they really stole a march from the second leg, and then at the third leg, you just saw the power of Elijah Green Jr. coming to the fore as he just sped away and completed the victory. So a solid
held in collaboration with the St. Christopher's Anglican Church. The action starts at 3 p.m., so look out for that event next week, Sunday, as the officials tabulate the...
So again, the officials are just tabulating the time. So before we sign off, we'd like to give you the actual time so you know exactly who won. It could very well be that Vapor Week JLD combination might have been the fastest time overall, which wouldn't surprise me. And the Rick Techsonics would be third, and then maybe the Vapor Week second team, the one that rode the third race, that might actually be the team to finish in third place. So we'll see what the officials come up with in terms of their times. But what a fantastic 2 days of riding. We had a little bit of rain that threatened yesterday and again today, but the weather cooperated, and we have a beautiful sunshine to end the day's proceedings. And I'm sure the good thing is that we didn't see too many spills. In fact, you have to commend the riders and the coaches for the discipline, for instilling discipline into the riders, and that they were able to compete so fiercely. And yet we've come up, I don't even remember one spill. We saw where the one rider lost her wheel and then she seemed to be dehydrated, but the next race she was right back in there doing her bit, young Budu. So just part of the character of some of these riders, and you can't ever take it for granted. So they have really put in a fantastic shift here. I think they've made themselves and their coaches very proud indeed, and no doubt I'm sure this is part of their discussions when they get ready for, when they meet again in the week. I'm sure they'll be able to sit and chat and talk a little bit about who did what, go over the official results, talk about strategies, who did well, who probably could have done better maybe. So it's all of those things when they do a sort of a deep dive into how the events finally panned out, and no doubt give the riders the encouragement that they need in order to really kick on and continue with their growth and development over time. So it's really about development. That's why you have events like this, and so we anticipate that the objective would have been achieved, which was to expose these youngsters to some quality racing and also to ensure that they enjoy themselves and that they have fun doing it as well. So it's been a fantastic 2 days of racing, and I'm sure they'll be very, very happy with that, and I'm sure the next time we see them, in fact, when you talk about racing, in fact, there might be another event here next weekend for some, may have some international riders as well. So cycling certainly taking advantage of the weather and also the facilities here in Superior. And right now it's nice and bright and sunny, still nice and bright and sunny out here in the deep south, as we say. And I'm sure the parents might be the happiest of the lot because they don't have to worry too much about nursing any injuries. Might just be a few little bruises, but as we say, that is very, very sort of palatable for parents if they just have to maybe put some plaster on or something like that. But other than that, nothing major, no major injuries or anything of the like. So I can't stress that enough, and that's a credit to the coaches as well as these young riders themselves. They're disciplined, they understood what the rules are, what is required, and they eventually finished off in style. And more importantly, they were able to win a lot of medals. Several national champions were crowned as well, so credit to them all. And I think at the end of the day, that is probably the icing on the cake for them to win a national title after putting it down some solid performances. And you have the red, white and black jersey to show for your effort. So congratulations, congrats to the coaches and to the teams. You can't help but really applaud the effort of these coaches to ensure that these young athletes are well coached and that their development continues at a pace, and that they recognize that where the potential is and how it is that they'll be able to nurture that talent and pass them on to the national coaches, and who will help them to represent Trinidad and Tobago with distinction, at that next level. So that is part of what this whole exercise is about, but it shows that we have a crop of young, talented riders coming to the fore. And like I said, when you consider the likes of Quincy Brown, for example, Jacine Phillips, also Nicholas Paul, they all came through programs like this, the BMXers. They were part of that whole BMX wave, and now look at them, Olympians for Trinidad and Tobago, and not just Olympians, but Olympians who made finals at the Olympics as well. So it is that kind of scenario where we have to, where no doubt it's still very important that we recognize these riders and the work that they've been doing over time, and certainly ensure that they continue to grow and develop. BMX is really just the start, but it whets the appetite for them, and it allows them to gain an appreciation for the sport. And when they enjoy success at this level, all it means is that at the next level, they will certainly be pushing and striving for greater things. So, like I said, before we wrap up, we're just trying to get the final result for the day, and hopefully we'll get that sooner. But again, our tremendous congratulations to some of these outstanding riders. And when you consider somebody like Elijah Green Jr., who really over both days has been very, very outstanding. Scarlett Thorne from Arima Wheelers in the girls under 11. Tariq Guevara from the under 9s from Vaporwave was solid. Of course, Emelina Lopez in the under 13 girls was also another standout with tremendous success. I'm not sure she was beaten at all on the weekend, so congratulations to her. And there were others, but those are among the standouts there. And of course, who could forget that one stunner of a result in the under 13 boys Karen final, and Jedithan Henry was the winner.
Demaya Prince in second place.
Thorne and Prince finished third.
Place, the Techsonics team of Melina Lopez and Ryan.
So Rick Techsonics was second.
Ryan Thompson, and in first place.
And the first place, of course, was the Rick Techsonics.
Finishing in a time of 54.68 seconds. Adriel Joseph and Kathleen Benjamin. Finishing in a time of 34.68. Second place.
So 34.68 was the winning time there for the Sonics pair of Joseph and Benjamin.
And the mixed team of Scarlett
So Thorne and Prime, or Prince rather, they were the third place finishers in the girls team sprint.
the Vice President of Discipline,
Doing the honors.
Mr. Linton John.
So the boys team sprint, So as we get ready for they're asking the riders to do the presentation right away. So Thorne and Prince, Lopez and Thompson, and of course Joseph and Benjamin, the winners in the team sprint.
Kindly report to the prize rostrum now to collect your bronze medal in the girls' team sprint.
So there we have one happy bunch, the Techsonics bunch. And I think they're just awaiting the Scarlet Thorn and Prince duo to make their way to the prize rostrum. And in third place, so they're all jumping off. It's very limited space for them there. But there in the middle, the pair of Joseph and Benjamin, winners of the team sprint event. And of course, congratulations to them, to all three teams, and to all the teams really, for really giving us a fine display of riding. Good competition all round, and I'm sure that will really fuel the love for the sport and all that they hope to achieve out of the sport of cycling. It starts here, and if they can achieve early success, who's to say that we're not looking at a future Olympian or World Championship medalist, Pan Am Games champion, CSC Games champion. You never know, but it has to start somewhere, and it starts here. And with the encouragement of the coaches, the guidance of the coaches, and encouragement of the parents, it certainly augurs well for these young ladies in the sport of cycling. So here they go. For the medalists for the team sprint event. And again, the pair of Joseph and Benjamin in the middle there, the winners in their red, white, and black national champion jerseys. Congratulations to them, and big opportunity for the. And now we get ready for the boys.
Elijah Christopher, Joshua Morris, and Josiah Modest. In second place, Rick Techsonics, Tyrese Toppin, Jennifer Henry, and Rion Shepard. And your champions for the boys team sprint,
So
the Vaporweight JLD combined team of Tarek Guevara, Adiose Lewis, and Elijah Green Jr.
So Guevara, Lewis, and Green Jr. Are the champions. 23.935 seconds.
0.025 seconds. And the champions, the Vaporweight JLD combined team, in a time of 46.305 seconds.
So congratulations to the combined team of Vaporwave and of the JLD Cycling Academy. So congratulations to all of the winners, and we're just seeing the riders making their way to come and receive their prizes, to certainly bring the curtains down on a splendid 2 days of cycling action out here
Please be
at
reminded, ladies and gentlemen, that all official results will be posted on the Trinidad and Tobago Cycling Federation's Facebook page. And once again, I'd like to thank and congratulate each and every cyclist that took part in this.
So they're just trying to arrange the
What an
podium
excellent effort
spots.
by all.
It's a bit of a tight squeeze up there for them. No one seems to know exactly where they're going to stand. In fact, they're trying to squeeze up, as they say, small up. But it's tough when you have 3 men on a team on a podium that is that small. It's difficult for them to fit in. But I think they're able to manage that, and the Vaporwave team of Green, Guevara, and Lewis able to secure first place with a fast time, and then they're able to now receive their winners' jersey, their national championship jerseys. I think this is the 5th one for young Elijah Green. I think he lost 1 race today. So here we go with the team sprint. 2nd, 3rd place going to the Vaporwave outfit. 2nd place, of course, Sonics. They are receiving their medals as we speak. And of course, in 1st place will be the combined team of Vaporwave and the JLD Cycling Academy. So and you see them now receiving the national championship jerseys. That is the big prize for them. Apart from bragging rights, I think they are very, very thrilled that they could receive those jerseys, and now it's like a collection of those jerseys for them. They get medals, but then you also get these lovely jerseys to indicate who is the national champion when it's all said and done. So congrats again to these youngsters, all of them, as they now make their way out of the velodrome here, and no doubt reason to celebrate and really give themselves a round of applause here. But this is where we're going to have to shut it down right now, as we've come to the end of 2 fantastic days of cycling. Again, our congratulations to all of the winners, all of the clubs that made it down here, and we certainly want to salute them. But no doubt we'll be back with more here on 360 TV, so stay with us. But as we leave you for the moment, of course, congratulations to all of the winners on a fantastic event. The youth development track championships put on by the Cycling Federation down here at the Velodrome in Siparia.